It started with a notification on Jenna's iPhone that made her flinch as if shocked. We were sitting in my Chicago kitchen the day after her date, drinking coffee and dissecting the details. Nice guy, boring crypto talk, but nothing creepy, she was saying, until her phone vibrated with that specific, chilling sound you can't mistake for anything else alert. An unknown accessory has been found moving with you. The blood drained from both our faces at once. We knew what it meant, the articles, the warnings, the urban horror stories. We searched her bag, her jean pockets, nothing. Then I looked at her beige trench coat hanging on the chair back. Jen, the coat. She reached into the right pocket, then the left. Her fingers found something small, round and cold. She pulled it out like a spider. A white plastic disc, an AirTag. A stranger's. Our first reaction was rage mixed with disgust. We drove straight to the police station. The officer at the desk listened with the look of someone seeing this for the 5th time this week. He took our info, the tag's serial number, scrubbed, but not completely, and delivered a rehearsed speech, without explicit threats, physical contact, or property damage. There's little we can do, an investigation will take time. My advice, discard it and be more cautious. Toxic assistance. The official structure meant to protect offered advice meant to bring relief, but in reality it only deepened the situation, leaving us alone with the threat. We didn't discard it, we decided to destroy it, a ritual of vengeance. In my condo's garage, I brought a hammer. Jenna placed the AirTag on the concrete floor. We looked at that small device, a symbol of someone's invasion. She struck, a dry, sharp crunch of plastic and electronics. Another strike, another. We shattered it into fine white crumbs and glittering circuit board fragments. We felt better. We drank wine, laughing at our paranoia. The ring of normality, though battered, seemed to close again. A day later it shattered for good. Jenna texted me, OMG. Again. Attached was a screenshot, a Find My alert. An unknown accessory has been found moving with you, but this time the app didn't just show a dot, it showed an entire device list. Below her iPhone and AirPods glowed a third line. Unknown accessory, no name, and it couldn't be clicked to play a sound, couldn't be marked as lost, it just was linked to her Apple ID. I rushed over. We logged out of her account on all devices, changed the password, enabled two-factor authentication. The unknown accessory vanished. We exhaled. 10 minutes later, when Jenna unlocked her phone to order food, it reappeared, like a virus that couldn't be deleted. It showed a single static point on the map. An abandoned industrial area by the Chicago River near Eisenhower Park. Coordinates, not an address, a meeting place. No one had arranged an unsolvable riddle. We destroyed the physical object, but its digital ghost hadn't just returned, it had embedded itself at the very core of her digital identity. In her iCloud, logic broke. How do you link a device to someone else's account without direct access? But he had. Then came the proofs of his omniscience. Emails started arriving in her iCloud linked inbox with the subject movement report. Inside were screenshots of maps from Find My, her route 2 days ago from the office to home, her gym trip yesterday, her visit to me today. The shots were framed as if someone had taken them from her own phone while she moved. By the third email there was text, no salutation, no threats, just a statement. You broke the toy, now the rules are mine, bring a new one to this address. Below it, the same Riverside coordinates. We didn't sleep all night, building theories. The date guy. Too simple, too primitive. He'd have just planted another tag. This was something else. We remembered how a week before the date Jenna had complained about strange Apple security emails asking to verify details. She thought she'd clicked a link but hadn't entered anything. Phishing, she whispered. It could have been phishing. They could have gotten session access to iCloud, not the password, the session itself. Like a virus, a change in the rules. First the threat was tangible. A piece of plastic in a pocket. Now it had become metaphysical. He wasn't tracking her location via an AirTag, he was tracking it through her own devices, having accessed her iPhone's data stream. And the unknown accessory in Find My wasn't a tracker, it was a Trojan, a bookmark, a door he'd opened into her digital life and now refused to close. The physical AirTag was just the hook, the bait. He knew we'd find it, knew we'd try to destroy it, and that very action, the attempt to destroy the threat, was his signal to begin the second, the real part of the game. We called Apple support. Hours on hold. Transfers up the chain. A senior technical specialist, after a long pause, said, "Miss, I can see this accessory on your account. It's linked at a level we cannot administratively remove without a full reset and recreation of your Apple ID." What does that mean? It means losing everything. All purchases, all iCloud photos, all backups, all data tied to that ID, your digital life for the last 8 years, and even that doesn't guarantee he won't get back in if he has access to other accounts you use for signing a choice between plague and cholera, between living with a digital parasite that sees her every move, and digital suicide. Jenna chose a third option. She bought a cheap burner phone. Her iPhone gets turned on once a day for 5 minutes, in airplane mode. To check email, her beautiful, expensive smartphone sits in a shoebox, wrapped in foil, like evidence from a nightmare. She lives with the feeling of being haunted by a ghost she can't see, only feel through the click of a notification she'll never open again. And me, I check pockets now, my own, Jenna's, anyone's who leaves a jacket nearby. But I know it's a useless ritual. The real threat isn't in a pocket anymore, it's in the cloud, in the data stream, in the trust we place in the pixels on a screen. And when I see someone on the street frowning at their phone, I catch myself thinking, what if they're not just scrolling? What if they're reading instructions from someone who stole their digital shadow? The game of hide-and-seek is over. Now we all live on a playing field where the rules are written by a stranger with access to our iCloud, and the most terrifying part is, we don't even know when we made the move that lost us the game. Working as a courier in Seattle leaves a mark. You start seeing the city as a web of routes, and your life as a sequence of points A and B. After my old bike got stolen right from the building's entryway, I swore it wouldn't happen to the new one. Right there in the store, I attached a brand new AirTag under the seat, named it my steed, and felt a ghostly sense of calm, the ring of normality. My job, my Capitol Hill studio, morning rides in the drizzle, was restored and guarded by technology. The first alert came at 2:17 a.m. A sharp, insistent vibration ripped me from sleep. My locked screen glowed. Your accessory, my steed, has been found at a new location. My heart jumped. I bolted up, ran barefoot onto the balcony. The cold night air burned my lungs. My bike stood in its spot, locked with a thick chain to the railing, black, damp with dew, motionless. I exhaled in relief. A glitch, had to be a glitch. I opened the Find My app. On the Seattle map, a blue dot pulsed. It was moving slowly, at bike speed, along Broadway. My standard morning route to the package depot. Coincidence? A strange, creepy coincidence. I disabled the tag, rebooted my phone, reactivated it. The next day was quiet. The following night it repeated, same time, same alert. This time my bike's virtual double was riding the trail along Lake Washington, the exact route I'd saved in Maps Saturday morning for a ride, but never took due to a sudden downpour, an unsolvable riddle. The device was physically on the balcony, but its digital ghost was traveling routes I hadn't ridden. It wasn't moving randomly, it was following my plans. A cold sweat broke out on my back. I removed the AirTag from the bike, took it apart, checked if another 4-in-1 was stuck to it. No, it was my tag. I put it in my desk drawer, at the bottom, under a stack of socks. Now it was cut off from the world, as it should be. On the third day I got a screenshot, in iMessage, from an unknown number. It showed the Find My app window, 2 dots. Mine labeled my steed, and a second one, unnamed. They were moving along the same street, Elliott Avenue, about 5 minutes apart, as if someone was following me, but my physical tag was in the drawer, and in the screenshot, it was moving. Someone had created an exact copy of it in the network, a clone, and now this clone was riding through the city, imitating me, or, more terrifyingly, anticipating me. A change in the rules. First the threat was passive, observing my routes. Now it became active, creating an alternate digital reality where my bike rode without me. And that second that it wasn't behind, it was 5 minutes ahead of mine. He wasn't following me, he was showing the way. I deleted the message, blocked the number, but the seed of paranoia had sprouted. Every stranger on the street, every car moving slowly behind me, everything felt like a threat. I checked the bike 10 times a day. Physical proof arrived by mail, a plain white envelope, no stamps, dropped in my building's mailbox. Inside, a single Google Maps printout, not Seattle, Portland, Oregon. The map didn't show my home, but an address on Alberta Street, the address of my ex, Mark. We were long done, a messy breakup. I'd planned to go there 6 months ago to get the last of my books, but ultimately let it go, never went on the map. A route was plotted from my place in Seattle to his in Portland, a bright blue line. And over it, in ballpoint pen, with pressure that indented the paper, was written, "You never made it to him that time, I made it for you, he won't bother you again." My hand trembled, this was no longer a digital game, this was a physical message pointing to a real person in another city, a silent witness. The threat never showed its face, only traces. Digital and now, paper forgetting everything. I dialed Mark's number, he didn't pick up right away, his voice sounded wary. Zoe? What's wrong? Mark, is everything okay? Anything strange? A pause, then he said, lowering his voice. Strange, yeah, a guy came by a couple days ago, polite, said he was a courier, needed your signature for some package you sent but filled out wrong, to my address. I told him we don't talk, he apologized, left, and yesterday my motorcycle burned up in the garage, an old Honda, faulty wiring, the firefighter said, a coincidence, probably, but a damn strange one. I went cold inside. He won't bother you again. The motorcycle, his passion, his prized possession. Did you call the police? I did. Fire report says electrical fault, an accident. Why? Do you know something? I didn't know what to say. Tell him some ghost from my iPhone burned your bike because I once wanted to visit you. I mumbled something incoherent and hung up. It all clicked. I remembered, a month ago, to optimize work, I'd installed a new courier app, Swiftlogics. It demanded access to everything. Geolocation, contacts, even the iCloud keychain. Like a fool, I agreed. A week later the app vanished from the store, the company's website was empty. I didn't think much of it, thought the startup folded. It hadn't folded, it was the trap. Through it, my Apple ID was compromised. They got access to my keychain, maps, location history, plans. The stalker didn't want to steal my bike, he wanted to steal me, my habits, my routes, my unrealized intentions. And play them out in reality like a puppet show, burning motorcycles, plotting routes, tracking me through a cloned AirTag I could no longer disable because it was part of his system, not mine. I went nuclear, ditched everything Apple, deleted the account, bought a cheap Android, made new profiles. I reported everything to the police. They listened, looked at the screenshots and printout, asked if I'd been directly threatened. No. Any physical assault? No, they shrugged. Digital stalking, miss, hard to prove, hard to trace, be more careful online. I moved apartments. I try not to plan routes in apps, but sometimes, riding my real, physical bike down a familiar street, a wave of icy fear hits me. I look at the phone in its holder, at the clean, new map, and I can't shake the thought. What if I'm not riding myself? What if this left turn I just made was programmed by someone else a week ago, when I, in a fit of longing, typed the address of my childhood park into search? What if my new, safe phone is already infected with something I can't detect, quietly transmitting my location to someone's database, where these points are already forming a new, future route? A route I'll ride tomorrow, thinking it's my own choice, and the most terrifying part, I'll never know where my will ends and his script begins. My bike is in its place, but me? Where am I? Putting an AirTag in my mom's cardigan pocket was born out of helplessness. It was a bridge across the 400 miles between my Denver and her care home in Salt Lake City. Alzheimer's stole her past and my future. That little white disc, tucked into the lining of her blue wool sweater, was my talisman. I checked the Find My app 10 times a day, watching the motionless dot in the familiar building. The ring of normality, fragile and artificial, was holding it shattered at 3:14 a.m. The phone's vibration on the nightstand jolted me awake instantly, my heart plunging. The screen glowed. Accessory, Mom, found at a new location. I opened the app. The blue that I was used to seeing static was pulsing. It was moving slowly across the green square of the building, from her room to the hall, to the elevator. I watched, holding my breath, feeling a cold dread spread in my gut. She didn't walk alone at night. She couldn't. The dot left the building, stopped in the parking lot, went still. Broken causality, the effect. A dot in motion, arrived before I could grasp the cause. My mind leapt to the worst. She was wandering in the night, alone, in her pajamas. I dialed the center's number with trembling fingers. The night nurse, Lisa, I knew her voice, answered on the fifth ring, sounding sleepy and irritated. Lisa, it's Sophia Carter, Anna's daughter. Something's wrong with Mom. She's moving. Please check, right now. Miss Carter, her voice held the usual, tired condescension. Everything's fine, I just did my rounds. Your mom is sleeping, soundly. Her cardigan, the one you asked us not to touch, is hanging in the closet, but I see her on the map. She's in the parking lot. A pause, the sound of movement over the line. Hold on, Lisa said, her tone shifting. I didn't take my eyes off the screen. The dot moved, sharply. Now it was traveling in a straight line at a speed that couldn't be walking. It merged onto the highway, I-80, then a turn onto I-70, the axis connecting Salt Lake City and Denver. Miss Carter. Lisa's voice returned, a crack in it now. The cardigan is on the hanger, but the thing you put in it, it's not there. It's gone. The world turned over. A ringing filled my ears. It's gone. But on my map, it was there, and it was racing down the highway, straight toward me. Someone took it. Someone has it. Call the police. Now. I dialed 911 myself, first in Utah, then, as the dot crossed the state line, in Colorado. My voice was foreign, breaking. I babbled about a kidnapping, a tracker. 70, the dispatcher in Colorado tried to calm me. Ma'am, you're saying an object is moving, but the person isn't. It's possible the device just got picked up by someone else, but it was moving with purpose. It wasn't meandering, it was taking the most direct route to Denver, to my city. I watched it exit the freeway onto streets I knew, slow down in an industrial area on the outskirts I'd never been to. It stopped, a vacant lot, 20 minutes from my house. I begged the police to check. They agreed, with less enthusiasm now. I waited, staring at the dot on the map that no longer moved. It just burned, like a beacon, or bait. 40 minutes later, an officer called back. Miss Carter, we're on site, no vehicle, no one, all quiet, but we found one item. He sent an MMS to my phone. Since I'd refused to connect via iMessage, a photo taken with a flash in the dark, dirt, weeds, broken brick, and in the center of the frame, lying neatly as if placed there, a white AirTag, mine, that one an unsolvable riddle. The device was physically here, in Denver, but how could it have been transmitting all this time if it was only found now? How could it vanish from a cardigan in Utah and materialize here? Logic refused to work. The police took the tag for analysis. The next day, a detective, a stern woman in her 50s, asked me to come to the station. Your device, its serial number isn't registered to your Apple ID, it's linked to another, a fake account. I stared at her, not understanding, but I bought it, activated it. I saw it in the app every day. You saw a device with the same design, she corrected. A switch was made, and by the looks of it, a while ago, in the hidden pocket of your mother's cardigan, we found a different AirTag, active, linked to that bogus account. The air left my lungs. A switch. So all those weeks, looking at Mom's dot, I wasn't seeing her location, I was seeing a picture they were showing me, while the real tag was on her all along, broadcasting her real, boring, safe whereabouts to someone else. Someone had been watching me, playing on my fears, and when I hit the panic button, calling the center, he brought the show to its climax, made Mom's digital double travel to me so I'd feel absolute, bone-deep helplessness. A silent witness. The stalker never showed his face, only digital traces, only the result of his work. A switched tag, a traveling bit, a disc found in a lot. The police leaned toward the staff theory, maybe the one irritated by my frequent calls and requests, maybe one with her own psychological issues. Motive: to scare, to drive to hysterics. No criminal charge. No direct threat, no property damage. The case went cold. I moved Mom to a different facility, in another state, told no one about the new tracker. I bought it, activated it, but never put it in any of her pockets. It lies in my desk drawer. Sometimes, on especially anxious nights, I pick it up. It's cold and silent, but the worst part isn't that. The worst part is the sound. That quiet chirp an AirTag makes when you're searching for it. It used to be reassuring, now it's the echo of my own naive fear, which someone listened to, recorded, and built into their cruel game. I hear it sometimes in the silence of my apartment, not from the drawer, from the depths of memory, and I know it's not just a sound, it's a question about where that other, real tag is right now, still linked to a stranger's iCloud, and who it's attached to.